Live reading with Pastor Gale Barnett. We'll start off with Adam and Eve. On that same day, God said, "Now I will create people. I will make them my image, in my image. I will give them a conscience so they can think, know, and love me and each other. I will make them masters of everything I have made so they can take care of it." Then God took the dust from the dry land and he formed Adam, the first man. God gave Adam his shape and breathed life through his nostrils, so Adam became alive and started to breathe like all living things do. Adam opened his eyes and found himself in a wonderful garden called Eden, which God had created for him. Adam was excited about all of the many animals that were surrounding him in the Garden of Eden. And he began to give all the animals names to tell them from one another. Adam pointed at the different animals and called them giraffe, rhinoceros, hippopotamus, kangaroo, crocodile, lion. And he went on naming all of the animals God had brought before him. Adam could play with animals if he wanted. None of the animals were dangerous. They all got along, but Adam felt lonely because among all of the living beings, he did not find anyone that looked like him. Adam was the only human on the earth. God saw that, and it was not good for Adam to be alone, and said, "I will create a companion for him." So God made Adam fall into a deep sleep. God took out one of his ribs, and from it he formed Eve. When Adam woke up from his deep sleep and opened his eyes, he saw this new person. He said, "She shall be called woman because she came from man." This was the sixth day. God saw all that he had done, had made, and said it was very good. From the very first moment they saw each other, Adam and Eve loved each other deeply. Adam no longer felt alone because he could now talk to someone. Eve was happy to be Adam's wife and partner. Adam taught Eve all the names he had given the animals. She was very happy with all the beautiful things in the garden that God had made for them. Then Adam said, "Your name will be Eve." And God blessed Adam and Eve and told them to be happy and enjoy all that he had created. God said, "Have children and let them help you take care of everything I have created. I want all the earth to be full of life, and I want everything to prosper, blossom, and grow. You can eat whatever you find in the field, in the garden I have made for you, but do not eat the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. If you do, you will die." Adam and Eve took care of the garden and all of the animals exactly as God had told them to. In the evening, as the air cooled down, God came to them in the garden. Everything God created was beautiful and perfect. And when his work of creation was finished, he rested. Adam and Eve rested too. After these first 6 days, when time had just begun and God created everything, he said, "Everything is perfect now. This is very good." It looks as if nothing could destroy the joy Adam and Eve experienced in the Garden of Eden, where God had created everything so wonderful and perfect. So I just want to kind of go over this story, how God had created everything for Adam and Eve. He gave them dominion over the land. He gave them, told them to name the animals. Everything was just right, set up for them to enjoy. Then we come to the fall. So in the fall, then one day, when Eve was standing near the tree of knowledge of good and evil, she heard a voice speaking to her. It was a snake, but it wasn't just any snake. God created all animals, and that means all animals are good. But Satan can make himself look like anything he wants to. And this time, he looked like a snake. Did God really tell you not to eat fruit from that tree? Satan asked Eve. Are you sure God meant what he said? Yes, I am sure God said we cannot eat fruit of this tree, Eve said. But are you sure you cannot have even a little bit of the fruit? It won't really hurt you, Satan tempted. Eve could not stand the temptation. She disobeyed God. Eve took fruit from the tree, tasted it, and ate it. And she liked it. She gave some of it to Adam, and he ate it too. But as soon as they had eaten the fruit, they felt bad. Adam and Eve knew they had sinned. Until this moment, everything in the garden had been good. But now everything was very different. Adam and Eve were sad and ashamed for disobeying God. They also realized that they were naked and they hid in shame. In the evening, when God came walking through the garden, Adam and Eve did not go out to meet him. God knew they were hiding, so he called them. Adam, where are you? Here I am, said Adam. But he and Eve were afraid. God knew everything they said and did, of course, but he wanted them to confess. God asked, did you eat the fruit I had forbidden you to eat? It was Eve, the woman you gave to me, Adam said. She made me eat the fruit. Then Eve said, it was the evil snake that tempted me and made me eat from the tree. Their disobedience made God angry and sad. He said, I told you not to eat from this tree. Now you cannot live in the garden. Now you must leave the garden of Eden forever. You will have to live on earth where you must take care of yourself. And you will no longer be able to speak with me face to face like you've done here in Eden. Then God said to the serpent, one day someone will defeat you. It was a very sad day when Adam and Eve had to leave the garden. God placed an angel holding a flame sword at the entrance to Eden. No one can ever enter the Garden of Eden again. I've just read to you from my first Bible, this book here, from my first Bible story. It's a children's book. Make it plain and make it simple so that everyone can understand how Adam and Eve did what they did in the Garden of Eden. They had the lay of the land. They could do whatever they wanted in that land, in the garden. They just couldn't eat of that tree of good and knowledge of good and evil. And that's all I have for today. I'm glad you tuned in. Thank you for watching. It was Adam and Eve. That's the name of the story that we read today. Tomorrow, next Wednesday, or uh, we'll come back and we'll read another story. So, in the meantime, you have a wonderful day. God bless you. I am Pastor Gale signing off with the Church of One Body of Christ.
Welcome to One Body of Christ, where we share the love of Jesus Christ. Welcome to One Body of Christ, the place where we can give of our hearts.